Blackstone Publishing presents The Flip Side of History, Strange News, Hard-to-Believe Headlines, and Other Curious Stories from History, by Steve Silverman. This book is read by Kevin Kenerly. Preface. During the winter of 1993, Principal Brian Howard of Chatham High School, the school where I spent my entire career as an educator, asked me to attend a seminar at the University of Albany on the teaching of authentic science research at the high school level. I never could have imagined how that one evening would change my life forever. As presenter Daniel Wolfe detailed how the program worked, he repeatedly referenced something that I'm quite certain the majority of the audience had never heard of: the Internet, specifically email, which was necessary for students to keep in touch with researchers around the world. It's difficult to describe how slow and clunky the Internet was to use in 1993, particularly when accessing it from the rural setting of our school district. It required painfully slow dial-up modem connections over costly long-distance telephone lines that used text-based Unix commands. As awful as this may all seem, it was cutting edge for its day, and I was immediately hooked. Fast forward to the summer of 1994, and I read about a new invention called the World Wide Web. I fired off an email message to Steve Janover, instructional coordinator at the Northeastern Regional Information Center, NARIC, and my internet guru in those early days, questioning him about it. He told me that NARIC was testing the web out, but he wasn't sure if it would catch on. I drove up to see him, and he demonstrated the World Wide Web to me. Upon returning home, I immediately set to work on my first web page, my resume. A few days later, I began to construct my first real website. I simply uploaded some interesting facts that I had shared with my close friend, Jamie Kennan. This included how they placed the M's onto M&M's, the history of Vaseline, and other similar stories. For lack of a better title, I remembered that one of my students, Steve Lotz, had told me that I knew more useless information than anyone else. So I typed the words "useless information" at the top of the page, and my website was born. Initially, few people ever looked at what I wrote. However, everything changed over the 1997 4th of July holiday. Yahoo had chosen my website as their pick of the week, and it wasn't long before my page began receiving more than 1 million views per year, an astronomical number of visitors for that time period. From that website, 2 compendiums of my favorite stories were published in book form: Einstein's Refrigerator and Lindbergh's Artificial Heart. With the advent of ebooks, it was predicted that physical copies of books would ultimately become obsolete. As a result, I gave up on the idea of ever writing a 3rd volume of stories and turned my attention toward...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?